Alright. Alright. Okay. What is up, y'all? Brand Panda Gamers here. Welcome back to hold on. There we go. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are getting close. We're about to end episode 4, at least I assume so, because this is a very short one. This will most likely be the last part for episode 4, because then again, this is a short one. So yeah, Dahlia Hawthorne returns, even though she molests Foster, just to, I don't know. Right now what we're trying to do is just prove that Melissa Foster is Dahlia Hawthorne, because then again, the first episode, she called herself Dahlia Hawthorne, and that she changed her identity in the past to call her Melissa Foster. So yeah, we're about to get to here we go, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So yeah, we're about to do that, and we're about to take this case to the end. Or have this case to an end, whatever, I don't know what I said, so let's go. And I already said that. You bet. Diamond added the court record. So all you have to do is just prove that she's Dahlia Hawthorne, that she has a motive. The training wheels come off now, Mia. You gotta strike while the iron is hot. Just want to make sure is everything okay. Just want to make sure everything's working good. You guys can hear the game. You guys can hear the... For now, I'm on my own. If any of my friends would like to join, come along. That's one of my rules. Remember it. Huh. Okay. Whew. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling any better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady.
Not this again.
I can understand the defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is...
What are you talking about?
My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime, that's all. Again, the butterflies. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Her motive, huh?
I figured that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive?
Yes, of course. I think.
You're still acting the same as a kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiled no matter how bad it gets.
Nani?
Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted and knots is the mark of a pro.
Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that. Excuse me, may I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you'd like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why. I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. Not. It looks like this witness is a real professional. Silver winning on boys or something. Males, I guess.
What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click. She lights right up. Can't... Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. What's the Foster's history?
I went out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing an officer who testified against you 5 years ago? Or kidnapping a poor girl? I just think this man is a terrible, horrible monster.
Shh. Yeah, right. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she had no possible motive for committing the murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet.
Somehow I have to tie her to this case. What's the Foster's history? I was out of the country until the year before last. Hold it! So, what country were you living in then?
We were all living abroad. But after my parents were killed.
Who were your parents? That's actually my question. It was a brutal civil war. She had to try and make her way back home alone. Edward, is this what you mean by brutal truth from the beginning?
I lost everything. I didn't have any personal identification.
What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? Wait and see, press her harder. Screw it, press her harder. Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in? Objection! Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in, and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived here ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point. Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add what you stated to your official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge. Naturally, I didn't know either the victim or the defendant.
Huh. We'll see about that.
Until I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before.
Hello. Hold it!
So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? I just love being outdoors. Picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here and no train runs through here. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to.
Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold, yet romantic gloominess.
Didn't know you were such a goth.
By the way, what's the name of your college?
Objection, really? The prosecution objects to any question that involves the witness' private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you, she's really gone too far.
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here. How they said anything? Talk about sensitive. I guess.
I certainly don't have any reason for waiting to hurt the police officer.
Hold it! Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious.
Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't.
For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car.
Well, that's...
Objection! What now, Edwards? Stop being like Von Karma. Seriously getting uncomfortable. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing. Oh, really? And why is that? The witness came to the police station wanting to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that at the time an officer showed her this photo. That seems like a rather serious mistake. Ha! That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book.
That's not fair. That wicked inmate. I'll never be able to forget that horrible day. Holding a grudge and killing an officer who testified against you 5 years ago.
Hold it! A grudge?
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. Objection!
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. He seems rather forgetful, your client. I mean...
Nani?
Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client. He forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. Press harder.
You said he forgot what the detective looked like? What did you mean by that? Well, he can tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Fall's reputation keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep.
What should I do with the last statement? You know what? I'll have it added to testimony.
Your Honor, what the witness said just now was tremendously important.
I'd like to add it to the... I'd like to add it to the testimony. Official testimony. The prosecution has no objections. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one on that. That testimony helps to further prove that point.
Oh, that's not why I...
Enough. Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge.
I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. Yeah. Or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think that is a horrible monster. Oh, well, I did not mean to press that. I can't let her get away with these lies. Listen to me. She's a neck deep in this whole thing. Somehow, you're just going to have to get her to show the court her true self. Eventually, gotta show her the proof that she's dulling a Hawthorne. I just realized my bar did not refresh, so I gotta be careful. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. I don't have a lot of evidence, so I gotta be careful though, still. Hold on, white scarf. Let's let the victim know. But how did you know about the white scarf? How did you know that the white scarf would identify as Valerie? We're trying to suspect her as the murderer in this one, so how does she know about the victim's note? I might be wrong on this, but I'll try this. Objection!
It's true, Mr. Falk didn't give instructions to Valerie Hawthorne about their meeting. The note that she left. She wore a white scarf for identification.
Yes, what about it?
Isn't it obvious? Doesn't it strike you as odd? The note was a secret piece of evidence. How is it that the witness knows about it?
Exactly. Order, order. It is on, isn't it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, did you show top secret evidence to the witness? Your Honor, I certainly never gave anyone permission to do such a thing.
In that case, the only way the witness could know about the note was... Just a moment. Of course I didn't know about the note. It's just... I saw it when it happened, with my own eyes. When the victim went to see the killer, she used her own scarf to signal him.
Hold on, guys. Okay, there we go.
That's why I assumed that the signal was a white scarf.
How did you know the signal was a white scarf anyways? I suppose that makes sense.
Come on, Mia, you can't let her weasel out of it that easily. Witness, sorry, but your explanation isn't going to work here. But why? It's true. That's what I saw. It's impossible. There's no way you could have...
Or no, sorry. Impossible. There's no way you could have seen the victim use a white scarf to signal him. You're talking about this. We're talking about the scarf here, right? So how exactly is it even possible? I mean, look at the scarf. It's practically blue. It's not even that white. I wonder why they use that. But anyways, yeah. Take that!
You said several times in your testimony that the victim was wearing a scarf. A white scarf, correct? Yes, is something wrong?
That's what I'd like to know, Miss Foster. Have a look at this. It's the victim's scarf. Ah. I'm sure people would disagree about what to call this color, however. It certainly is not white. You knew what the note said. She knew the content of the note. No! It says, wear a white scarf for identification. Oh. That's the reason why you said it was white! Well, Miss Foster? No! Order! Mr. Edwards, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one, the person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person. Did you say one more person? That's right. A person that no one would suspect it. Have you figured it out, kitten? Yep. The third person that knew the content of the note was... It's either Melissa Foster or Dahlia Hawthorne, I don't know. But we're here trying to prove her Dahlia Hawthorne, so I'm gonna try and say Dahlia Hawthorne. So, it is Dahlia Hawthorne. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard her name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name right there. What's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne. Miss Faye must be desperate as she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was just... Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean... Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls. Objection! You said she was killed, but was she really? What are you implying? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago. Oh, hold on. Okay. When she fell off a dusty bridge and was lost in Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found. Objection! She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead. Objection! But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old, 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she'll be 19. Melissa Foster, I believe that's the same age you are. Objection! Even you couldn't, Miss Faye. You're not saying. This is Dahlia Hawthorne. But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Ha, nice work. That was like tossing a grenade to a 3 fire alarm, or alarm fire. But unless you tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hidden-run arsonist. I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edwards squirm. Witness, just who are you, anyway? I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edward, explain yourself. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't? You don't mean... Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know? Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses. What did he say? Ha, looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way, but then why? If he hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see... Why? Why did she hide her identity 5 years ago? Or 5 years? That had nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. Objection! We'll leave that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of murder. Of another murder. Objection! No, stop pointing. Really, Miss Faye, I must say your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win? Says you. At any cost. How dare you? Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years... jeez. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Faye, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister? Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he turned it around on me. Ha! I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence for any claim. That wasn't me. It was this guy, the crazy coffee addict. Objection! Okay, what is going on? I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Ha! What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your teeth looks like she's sweating bullets. I am sweating bullets. You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No, you just arrive at the moment of the truth. That's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Up to me? The rashness of you. How charming. Youth yelled, I don't know. It's coming from someone younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Faye. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? Is it the diamond? I don't know. Crime photo? No. Oh, wait. Probably because of this. Because if I remember correctly, like, you know, Dahlia Hawthorne would not want to get the truth out to Terry Falls, and so she murdered her just so it won't be leaked out to him. Because this said to talk to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. So I assume it might be this. Hopefully I'm right, and if I'm wrong, then crap. Oh well, then take that. The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. The whole truth? There was a dangerous, important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. Objection! A terrific story, Miss Faye. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was the secret that was so important? I'm gonna save it here. Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Oh, yes, I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Very well. I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it will be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf? Okay.
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. But this will be the last time you'll hide behind your womanly wiles. 5 years ago.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. False. The random prize was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. As she made the exchange, she shot Mr. False in the arm. That's when Mr. False tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
What are you sorry for? Anyways, the kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor?
As if you heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Better be careful pressing on wrong statements, I'm assuming. Mr. Edgeworth's got to jump on me again. Oh, wrong spelling my name. I mean, it's like almost an uncommon thing on the internet, so I wouldn't make it a big deal. Ha! If we're not allowed to fight, then let's with some arms. Listen up, we still got that info. That ace up your that ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. Oh, that's right. The kidnapping was fake. That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby. How can I prove it was fake? I'll do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. I gotta be careful which one I press her on, though. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. False. The reason prize was a raw diamond my sister Valerie brought to the bridge, yeah? After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. False in the arm. That's when Mr. False tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. Hold on. But when we look at the image, she didn't fall from behind, you fell from the side. Hold on. So you're on this side. Hold on, what else did she say? I survived, I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I changed my identity and started my new life. I don't know, I don't really say anything to press on because I gotta be careful what I press on. But this one feels a little odd compared to what Dusky Bridge is. You were shoved from behind, shoving you off the bridge from behind. From behind, in other words, you'd be falling back here. But wouldn't you fall to your death by those rocks? You wouldn't be landing at the river. You more likely to be falling. You most likely to be falling at that freaking ground with a brutal death. And also, another matter of fact, you wouldn't be alive right now if you were to fall back. So, this could work. Hopefully I'm right. Objection! I was just unsure, but okay, I guess that was the answer, maybe. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River? However, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt the push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls. Phew. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I asked the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in the last 5 years. Yes, it's broken. It's broken right there. If someone had pushed you from behind as you claim... Ugh, yeah, that would have been brutal. Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. Objection! Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. Objection! But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. You're right. If the event occurred just as the witness had testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this? You see, Objection! Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen to the river. But wasn't his arm injured? Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edward's explanation correct? Now that you mention it... Yeah, I knew I was going to say that. I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge side wires. You can't be serious. Order in the court. You see, Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion. Objection! Not now, Mia. There's no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault. What? I believe your reasoning was something like this, Mr. Edward. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off to the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it? Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. We're here to talk about Dusky Bridge, right? So let me look at this witness photo. Oh. If she would have pushed off to the side, then it would have been actually no, it would be impossible to push off to the side because the wires are like really tall. Look how tall they are compared to her size. So I think it might be this photo, hopefully. Take that. Your Honor, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there. No. Objection. But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Hold on, guys. I need to check something. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Why like this wouldn't be a problem for him? He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over. Objection! So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. So, Mr. Falls during the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible. Order! What is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this? Objection! Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Objection! Perhaps it's just still that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current, but even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Objection! Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she want to jump into the river? The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked. Oh god, this is gonna be a bad penalty. This would end everything if I lose this. But my thing is probably the diamond. Hopefully, a $2 million gem. This is why she risked her life by jumping to the rapids of the Eagle River. But I'm guessing it's gotta be a diamond. Hopefully, take that. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia Hawthorne that day. Okay, I'm gonna. The item that I brought out the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. Huh? No, it can't be. Yeah, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million? Oh. She was going to keep it for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. Bang. Splash. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Oh. Why, that's simply ridiculous. Order, objection! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Okay, so I got it right. I'm gonna save it here now. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? Objection! But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving a phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia. Then she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And a plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices in the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Who is that, laughing at a time like this? There goes your demonic self. Forgive me, it's just hilarious. Witness? Is that you? Excuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. Nani? You
could certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence?
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister.
Well, hold on.
And one more thing. What happened to $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Faye.
I don't know.
What a joke, you Miss Faye.
Are you stupid or something?
Here says you.
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness behavior does raise certain suspicion. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? The girl had made a fool of me and there's nothing I can do about it. Ha. Without evidence the trial is over? Who decided that? Mr. Armando? Come now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony. Testimony? On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right? Yes, that's right. In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who is the one person who can testify to the demon woman's crime?
That would be Terry Foles, because he was there. He was there with Dahlia and Valerie. He's the only one who could do it. So, Terry Foles.
Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Foles.
The defendant?
There's only one hope there's only one person that can shed any further light in the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve the riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Foles.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this?
Why not? The prosecution has no objections.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Foles. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Do not fail us. Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Foles, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Foles, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Thought I heard someone. Was it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia. Did you betray me? 5 years ago she promised. She promised never ever betray each other.
Harry?
Dahlia. It's true. You're alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth. The real truth. I believe in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know.
Nani?
But there is one thing I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Oh my god, screw you, Dahlia. Dahlia. I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Alright, final testimony. We're getting close to finishing this. Witness. So sorry. I apologize. Water. Please. Water. Can't talk. Need water. Huh. Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll... Oh, no. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than in hell itself. Where? I don't know. Okay, who's Terry Falls? This is the last testimony. We're almost done. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I watched my car from bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, and she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you? Objection. That's enough, Miss Faye. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Nani? Well then, Miss Faye, please proceed with your cross-examination. Is this how you wanted to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence? There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think. You don't sound too sure. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. I watched my car from bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. Yeah, we talked and she left. That was, Hold on. She wasn't there, so I waited on... Okay, I'm gonna save it here real quick. She wasn't there, so I waited on bridge. Wait, hold on. Let me check the witness photo. But wouldn't you be on the side where Valerie Hawthorne is instead? If you were there first and you're waiting for her, wouldn't you be on where she's standing instead and not where you're standing? It looked like she was there before you. So I think this might help. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. Objection! So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You sure of that? Yeah, I'm sure. You're sure, huh? Well then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying. Huh? What? Patrick, we actually already proved that Melissa Foster is Dahlia. We're pretty much already close to the end of this trial. Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge. Right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Blah. You're gonna... Is this how people are? Jeez. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth. I got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. Nani? I had somewhere to go. A special place. Did you go to the special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under base of tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I want to get.
That bottle again? Wasn't that the same pendant bottle that Phoenix held when Dahlia and him were a couple? That thing is... oh my god. And now he's doing the same to Terry Falls. Well, Terry Falls I guess was first, but now Phoenix was next. I guess.
This little
and wait, this necklace had poison in it. If I remember correctly, we proved it at the second trial in the first, aka the first episode.
This little bottle on the necklace is your memento? It's quite charming, but it looks empty.
Okay, I guess it's empty. Never mind. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time... oh. Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car.
No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it.
I still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it.
Ooh.
Huh? Mr. Falls? What? What the? What the heck?
That's enough. Please.
Why? What did you do? Why is there blood coming out of your mouth?
Witness? I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle.
Oh no, if I remember correctly, that was actually the bottle of poison in it. And he drank it. No, what? No, stop the trial. Your Honor, we need a recess.
I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No, we were so close. Just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence.
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls.
Mr. Armando, thanks for the coffee.
No. Mr. Falls! I can't speak loud, it's freaking nighttime here. What in the world? Did he just die? And so my first trial ended, suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. So no one won, but basically at the same time no one lost. It was just the end. So that explains why that's why Edgeworth did not have a single loss. There weren't any winners, but technically no losers either. Unless, I don't know. Oh. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. This Dahlia. Unforgivable, that witch. Mr. Armando. We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Don't cry, kitten. You're going to make my coffee all salty. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. Oh, jeez. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Why is it all red?
Did you just get like glass shards on your hand? Mr. Armando. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forgot them. Forget them, I don't know. Oh, we're back to Phoenix. 1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped in that case. Yes, and this was Mia's second trial, and this is how you first met her. You were a suspect of, what's his name again? Doug Swallow. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. Why? It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Oh god. We're now in the final episode. What is it? A brand new episode has been added. Bridge to the Turnabout. Ooh. Okay, I want to say my thoughts, but first let's see the teaser of this. Let's see a little teaser of the next episode first, because I think what will happen to explain why Phoenix was on. I think this next episode may explain why Phoenix went. Or how do I say this? This looks like the last episode. There's no other new episodes ahead of it. But I think this episode will most likely be the final episode of the trilogy and Trials and Tribulations itself. But I think the next episode will give us a figure why Phoenix went to hospital bed, I guess. Let's see a little teaser of it. Let's do it. We're almost done. That almost feels long. Part 1 investigation, really. Whoa. The Shachis Chateau. The treasured Karine village, a heirloom, whose name means 7-branched sword. Ugh. It is said that this sacred sword represents life itself. Oh, through the branches it may appear to be infinite. The choice is limitless. Whoa. Yeah, that's Maya and Dr. Gray, if I remember. Then the urn. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end. One merciless point. Oh my god, I can see Dahlia there. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severe. Hey, Phoenix. What? The illusion is revealed, and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. Hey, Nick. Oh, yeah. I'll talk to you later, Maya. I'll get to whatever you said later. Okay. Okay, I want to say my thoughts about this so far. So, what I'm going to do right now, guys, I'm going to mute the game. Give me a second. Okay, I want to like put my thoughts in. I want to have thoughts on this. So this next episode will most likely be the last episode. Whew. It will most likely be the last episode of the trilogy and Trials and Tribulations itself. So, and I feel like things are about to get really real in this last episode. And I was told, at least by Logan, well, it's not a spoiler alert, so it's not really much of a deal, but I was told by Logan that this is going to be that this last episode is actually really, really long. So I might be only able to beat it in a week or less. It pretty much depends, and pretty much what happens there. What Phoenix said there, and why he's in a hospital bed. I feel like this episode is going to be darker and darker as we go on to it. But then in the end, everything will come to light, and then we'll all cry at the end, just like Mr. Armando said. When it's all over, it's time to cry. But maybe not. I guess we'll see. We'll see. Something about the episode just makes me feel like this game's gonna be darker and darker. At least I don't know. So I feel like things are about to get real. So yeah, you better prepare yourself, guys. So I'll most likely live stream this in the morning, guys. Hopefully I'll have some friends, because this one seems to be a big episode. And this is the final episode, guys. This one I will definitely not skip ahead like I did with the final episode of the first game. So that's one thing I'm not going to do for this one, because this is going to be a very interesting one. A very dark one, too. At least I assume. Whew. So this, I guess we'll go prepare ourselves. And there's one thing I will plan to do, guys. Once I'm done with this final episode, I'm going to set up a post for a Q&A. How do I say this? I'm going to set up a post of a Q&A about Phoenix Wright, and also mention my top 10 favorite characters so far. And what I'm going to do in that video is that I'm going to briefly summarize their character and my reasons why I say they're like part of the top 10 or something. And of course, with that will be a Q&A asked by you guys. I'll be having a community post on my YouTube channel, and I'll give you guys about a few days or probably even a week to answer them. And then once I'm done with that, once that's all done, I'll be continuing the main series through my phone. I'll have to figure out how to record it, because I most likely won't live stream this, but a premiere will still work. But I'll have to try and find a way to record this together with my face cam. And I don't know if I can have my friends even look, because sharing screen on phone is difficult. But there is a certain app that works with it, which is Zoom. The only downside to it is that you won't be able to hear the game if I be in a call with my friends on Zoom and then share screen. And yes, I apologize, Romy. You are pretty much late. I'm about to end the stream here. So yeah, guys. That's pretty much all I gotta say now. Oh god, freaking. There we go. That's all I pretty much gotta say now. You had an idea, Ava? You could talk to me about it later, or privately, whatever your idea is. But yeah, anyways, that is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna do for now. Prepare yourself for the final episode of the trilogy and Trials and Tribulations yourselves. I'll most likely continue it this morning. Well, it's this morning because it's already changed day for me. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Get ready to cry, I guess, in the end, and be prepared for this last episode. It's about time we put an end to the. It's about time we put an end to this. All right. Well, anyways, thank you. Anyways, again, thank you guys for watching. Peace out, guys. See you in part 1 of the final episode.